For being here. We have head coach Jonatan Giráldez, Ashley Hatch, and Aubrey Kingsbury. I'll turn it over to our director of communications, Ben Kessler.
Hi, everyone. First off, nice to see everyone and very excited to be here and get to know you all and hopefully see you at some matches. The way we're going to do this today, we're going to start with an opening statement from Coach. We'll take 3 to 4 questions on the coaching transition, and you could do it for Coach or the athletes, and then we will transition to questions about the match Sunday. Jonah?
Thank you, Ben. Thank you guys for being here. I wanted to start the speech saying thank you, all players, especially players, for the time that I've been working here with all of them from the last season, getting, I think, important things. Not in the season, I know it's not ideal, but I think it's has been a huge privilege for me to be part of this amazing group. I'm so happy. And also, I would like to say thank you all fans, all the fan base that we have been created. I think last season, how we ended the last season, playing playoff, quarterfinal, semifinal, the environment that we found there, it was crazy. We played soccer because of them. Personally, I always like to share emotions with the people who is around the players. That's the most important thing. One of the most important thing. When you win, nobody's there. Why are we doing that? And I think what we created all together here, players, staff, to create that atmosphere is huge. And I think it's going to be very important for the players, the fan base, keep working, keep supporting the team in the way that they were supporting the team last season and also this season, because they will be so important. And also I would like to wish all the best for Adri. He's my friend. I am very happy for him. He made an amazing job last season, doing a smooth transition, and doing a great job. It was so easy for me to have a good adaptation from the day one, because all the information that he could share and spread with the player was brilliant. I am very proud of him. I for sure. I wish him all the best, and I would like to that at least he can feel the same support that I felt in my year working here. And then the last thing, because that sometimes create an strange environment, but for me, it's something completely natural. We have to, keep working the same way that we have been working so far. Understanding that we have to compete in 2 days, and right now that's the most important thing. I think soccer is not about coaches. Soccer is about players. I need to express some things, but I would like to put the focus on the game, on the players, because in the end of the day, they play, people enjoy with them. So we need to address all of that as soon as possible, as quick as possible to the players, to the game, to the performance, because my only focus is try to win the games that are living right now before going. I think you guys know that I will be father probably in few days. It's gonna be more challenging. That's also the most important thing personal for me. So please try to keep helping the team, support the players, and address all the media focus on the players, because again they are the most important thing.
Thank you, Jonah. We will start with a few questions on the head coach transition here in the room. Jason, okay.
Jordan, I wanted to ask a little about the timeline on, obviously you have a baby on the way. It's the middle of the season. I can't imagine you were openly like, oh, let me also add this one more thing to my plate by moving to another continent, taking another job. What was the timeline in terms of Leon contacting you or whoever contacted you? Maybe walk us through from start to finish on the change.
Yeah, it's nothing about the family. They are very happy to be here. We are very happy to be here. All my family is enjoying a lot. Theas and my wife also, and have the option to deliver is gonna be important also, because part of our life, short time, but part of our life is here. But yeah, 3 weeks ago when they figured out that Joe was not going to continue, CEO, sporting director, owner. I think a lot of people included in different meetings to create that option to go now to Lyon. We know that middle of the season could sound strange, but also at the same time we know that that is here. It's a little bit different if we compare with the last season, because last season I stayed in the end of the season and nobody was here, and I need to stay until the end. But here I have we have altogether the opportunity to to keep going the same way that we were working so far with Adri. So I don't know exactly timeline. Just a few weeks ago, we started to speak, and yeah, all together we decided that was the best for both sides.
This is for Aubrey and Ashley. I think Casey mentioned on Craig Hoffman's show that you had a players only meeting. Obviously, a lot of that's going to be kept between you, but is there anything you can share in terms of how the group reacts to the news and how you sort of, rightly or wrongly, you've had a lot of experience with big changes that have kind of come out of left field. I'm wondering how you as a group take that on.
You wanna go or me? You can go. I will say that a lot of us had kind of already heard of it, just the soccer community is small and rumors maybe from agents, other players had kind of gotten around. So it wasn't a big shock just because, like I said, we'd heard of it. So maybe that was a little easier to take. But we're very happy for Jonah. We're happy for Adrian. Like you've said, we've gone through a lot of transition. I think we're well positioned for this one because a lot of us have already worked with Adrian. Obviously, he's been here as an assistant coach, and a lot of us had him as our interim head coach. Yeah, we're sad to see Jonah go, but we're just very grateful for the time that we've had with him, the foundation he's laid, the competitiveness he's brought every day. So those things will carry on and will be better for having him as our coach. And now, yeah, Adrian will step forward. And like you said, I think we can all kind of understand like this is a good solution for everyone involved. So yeah, I think we're taking the news as we can, but mainly just focused on making sure we send him off with some big wins starting on Sunday. Sunday at home against North Carolina.
We'll go to Emily.
Jonah, I have a question for you, and then Aubrey and Ashley, I have one for you. Looking at your career as a whole, did you always have a goal to go back to Europe and coach at some point? And also, you had said at one point, long before you got here, that you didn't want to coach against Barcelona at some point. Like that's going to be difficult. Have you thought at all about the moment you're going to have to line up against Barcelona?
I didn't say that exactly.
Okay.
What I said after leaving Barca, after my departure, I was not going to compete against Barca. After leaving Barca, that was because of that I came here. But I am 33 years old. Obviously, Europe is a big, I have big options to be there, to come back, but I have never said, I know that some places appear that, but I have never said that. I think when you put some words and put in other contexts could create I feel I consider myself very honest when I made the press conference and say the reasons. And when people did ask me about the options to leave the team, I said, yes, I'm not going to compete against Barca, but I didn't say that I'm not going to compete against Barca ever. I think it's different that. And the second thing, when I plan, I speak about that a lot of times, especially at home, because we know how it works, this environment. I know how difficult is this environment in terms of soccer and changes. I never speak about projects and 3, 4, 5 years. You have to speak about today, about the present, about the option that you can grow today, and let's see what is going to happen in the future. That happened a lot of time that you think that, and that happened to me in my career, that I thought that it was going to be, and then everything changed. And we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared as a professional. We need to be prepared as a family to know that something can change in any moment. And the only thing I can do is be positive on that. I'm very positive when changes are coming. I was positive when some players were not being available with the team to see other players with intention, with the capacity to play. And it's been the same situation for me. I want to see that as a step forward in my career, to have the opportunity to train in other country, other club, other players, other league, other language. Let's see how it's going on that. And also I want to see that as an opportunity for the players to be training with different ideas, similar but different ideas, because as you mean, we are different. So yeah, I have never planned, being honest, before to say, okay, after 1 year I would like to. Obviously, Europe is I am from there. I'm from Spain. I don't know the competitiveness and the level of the player that we have there is huge, and also the opportunity that we have training Lyon players will be an important step also in my career as a coach.
Thank you. And then Aubrey and Ashley, looking at I'm curious from a player's perspective, looking at what you're a part of and knowing how big it is. And when I say that, I mean everything that Michelle touches there's multiple clubs involved, there's resources, which on the women's side could be a benefit. We don't know yet. From a player, how do you interpret being a part of a club that is not just resource wise here in the moment and it's global? Is that, especially in a moment like this?
You take this one?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, from moment one when Michelle came on board and became our majority owner, it was really cool to be a part of because I feel like in the past we've had people promise things, but then nothing actually happened. But for Michelle to come in and say she's going to make changes and actually make changes and think as big to go, get Jonah and bring him here and actually make it happen has been really cool to be a part of. And like Aubrey said, I feel like bringing Jonah here has created a really good foundation that hopefully we can continue to build on, and to see her not only impact us in this league, but go out in other leagues and support other teams and help them grow is really cool and really fun to be a part of. We're honored to be the first of hers.
Yes.
Exactly.
We always remind her that we
are.
were the first, but yeah, it's really cool to be a part of.
Does it feel like a benefit knowing that your resources are coming globally versus when you look at other teams, you do have this maybe wider net of resources?
For sure. She always talks about scaling. And yeah, everyone jokes that she plays, 3D chess and we're all playing checkers. You kind of don't sometimes see her vision. It's like, oh, that's what, you were doing there, and maybe it pans out later on. But we trust Michelle. Again, very honored to work for her and have her as our leader, and she's always over delivered. So yeah, I think it's for the benefit of everyone involved, and it's great that we can swap resources and got staff across the world, and I know they're comparing data and just different things like that. A lot of it behind the scenes, but ultimately it's all to benefit the players.
Thank you so much.
We'll take two more from Zoom on the coaching transition, and then we'll move to match questions. We'll go to Jeff.
Sorry, is that me, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Jonah, you mentioned that this came up, in the past few weeks for you. I'm just wondering, having come over mid-season last year and now sort of leaving at a similar time point halfway through, and given, the significant move that it was, not just for you, but, for the club, for the league, for you to be coming over from Barcelona, do you feel any sense of the mission here being incomplete in that sense that obviously you were close to a couple of trophies and leaving halfway through this season?
No, being honest, I think we should consider all my way here as the player said, as a foundation to build something together. I am part of the group. I am not the most important guy. I am not the most important person. Club, players, staff, supporters, especially club is over everyone. I came here with a plan, probably to stay longer, but some things, in soccer, things change so quick, and everything together, we found that the best option for both sides was just going to Lyon for the next season, and here they can keep continuing to keep building some things and for sure be able to get a lot of trophies. About your question, I would like to stay here or my mission. I don't consider that. Obviously, not ending the season is a little bit strange, but again, I'm not the most important person here. So club is gonna continue with other head coach, with the same players, with the same fan base. So I'm here right now. In 1, 2 months, I'll be out, but life continues. So again, I wouldn't like to say that I am the most important person. Club is over everyone, and wish them for sure the best, all the best for them.
Thank you.
We'll take the last one on the coaching transition now before we move to match questions from Ella Brockwell.
Oh, sorry. Hi, thank you guys for speaking with us. So Jonah, I was just wondering if you could, you mentioned that you've had conversation with the owners and the Kaniska sporting directors. I just wondered if you could illuminate those conversations a little more, just what went into thinking that this decision was best for both sides, if that makes sense.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Will
Hold
you
on.
repeat, please, the question?
Could you speak more about what your conversations with Michelle or with Markel looked like and why this was best for both clubs?
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, first of all, when Joe Montemor was going to leave, a new position was open. And from the organization, they thought that the best person to lead that project, it's me. I had to say yes to lead that project for sure. It's not about them, it's about us all together as organization, owner, CEO, and then the sporting director, and then the head coach has to decide something. And then try to see the positive thing here with Adri to keep continuing the way that we were working. I don't think that the team now is going to have less chances to win because the same ideas are coming for the future. So I know that it's a little bit strange in terms of organization because we are moving pieces, between clubs. But again, all the decisions made are thinking that's the best for both sides, and that's the reason why I'm gonna leave the club in few weeks.
Okay, we'll move to questions about Sunday's match against North Carolina. Sam, are there any in the room?
In the room for Sunday? Jason?
Jonah, I guess the normal question we always ask before one of these, I think before the break you had, I think it was 8 players unavailable, plus Chloe was on international duty. Have those numbers changed? And if so, can you tell us maybe who is available, who isn't, as of now, obviously?
I was thinking now in the other things, but I will let you know. Probably we'll have some changes. Some players are coming, in different situations with the national team. Some players were training today, other players they were out. We need to see how some players are because some players had different problems with the national team. So we need to decide tomorrow what is the best. We know that we have a short time to train, prepare the game, and we need to prioritize that they can be fit, they can be healthy, they can be available, and then I will decide what is the best for the team. But today, sorry, I cannot tell you who is gonna be available. Sorry.
I did also want to ask, just in general, kind of a housekeeping question, but you're going, is anyone else on staff going with you to Lyon, or has that been sorted out yet?
Yes, Andres and Tony will come with me, analyze and physical coach. They came with me also from Barcelona. They will go with me.
Any more match questions in the room? Shane?
I'm just wondering, what are you all focused on for Sunday? And are there any major concerns when playing North Carolina?
Yeah, I think the main thing is getting our international players back, getting them integrated. We only have today and tomorrow to prepare the match, so quick turnaround. But just taking in the tactics, some changes that we may want to make defensively and in our attacking shape to kind of exploit them. But yeah, they're a good opponent. They're good in possession. So we'll kind of look to disrupt the rhythm and just get back to winning. And most importantly, get a win at home. It's been a minute since we've gotten that. And I think it just means a lot to us knowing that this would be Jonah's last home game. So really want to make sure it's a great night for him and also importantly, our fans.
All right.
This one's for Ashley and Aubrey. I'm thinking back to even in the Plex days, that last game at the Plex was against North Carolina. It was kind of like one of the big atmospheres at that. And obviously, I think it was the first win over North Carolina the Spirit had ever had. How does this matchup feel to you now at this point? I mean, obviously, Ashley, your history being there in year one. Just in general, how is that? It seems like the games are always close. There's been at least one Challenge Cup final, maybe two. I don't even know anymore. Just in general, how do you feel about North Carolina as an opponent that you've met maybe more than most teams?
Yeah, I mean, they are a really good team. I feel like if we go back to the Plex days, we kind of felt like probably like little sisters to them almost, because I feel like we were still in the very like developmental, like growing stage as a team. Now, like not so much. I feel like we've grown a lot as an organization and also as a team in our style of play and our ability to keep the ball and score goals. So they'll always be a good opponent. I feel like any team you face in this league is always a challenge. So we'll be prepared for them. We're getting prepared, like Aubrey said, like finally having the whole group back together will be great. But yeah, it's always a fun challenge and an exciting game against them, and one that I'm always looking forward to.
All right, I believe we had one from Jake. We'll wrap up.
Yeah, just Jonah, just being here for a year. You said when you got here about how the NWSL, how teams tactically are a little bit different than they are in Europe. What kind of takeaways are you going to have from what you learned here in your stint, and what are you going to take for the rest of your career?
It's so demanding for coaches being here, because all games that you have to prepare, you must be perfect in the design of the speech, the drills, the game plan. All must be perfect because you are going to be closer to win the game. And then you have to be so connected during 90 minutes, do the proper changes to help the players to play better and create more chances than them and with the game. It's so challenging on that way. And the second thing, as you know, we had a lot of problems in terms of availability, especially last season, but especially this beginning of the season has been difficult, and we had to change a lot of things every week to adapt the better, characteristics of the players on the field, attacking, defending, and that's a huge learning for me. Being selfish now, is okay. Everything what I could learn here, try to, sometimes we play with 3, with 5 in the back. Other times with only 2 midfielders. We used to play with 4 last season. Depending on the players' availability, how we have to face every week, to what I said, to create the perfect drill, to prepare the game in the best possible way, and also try to send a good message to the players to believe that we are going to have chances to win. It doesn't matter who is available. The most important thing is about the group. And I am still remembering the Challenge Cup competition that we played with. We had 13, 14 players on the field available to play that game, and we won that game. That was a title and was a huge impact for the team. And when you can, remind those games to training here in the way that we have been believing that we could win all games, why not also what we made last season? We could say, okay, we know that we lost the championship final, but I think all the experience, all the emotion that we put together as a team was huge. I'm not gonna forget that ever. I am convinced on that. So everything what we got together in terms of emotion, and then in terms of game plan and tactics, it was so demanding for me, my time here. So I think it's gonna be for my future, for me and my future, and then my English, I think, has improved a little bit if we compare it to the first day.
You learned.
Shoot shot.
You beat me to it. I
Got
was
it.
gonna say you joked about getting better with your English. I was gonna ask how the English is going. Now that you have to learn another language, how's that gonna be?
English.
The French.
French.
French too. Yeah.
Je peux parler français, mais no. Not yet. I did study from français 6 years in the school. I think it's, I'm good with languages. So in Spain we have a lot of language. In Galician we have our language. In Catalonia we have other language, Spanish, English. I mean, when you know languages, it's much easier for you to. But soccer is an universal language. We don't need to speak sometimes to play well. So I will learn too.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jonah,
Thank you, guys.
Aubrey, and Ashley. We will see you all on Sunday afternoon.
Thank you.